Good morning. It is 6:56 a.m. on Wednesday, January 2nd, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I didn't get enough sleep last night. I was staying up late because time zones are a bitch. Not that I wasn't adjusted, but that I just I needed to have an online conversation with someone, and I needed to wait until it was morning there, and, so this is not to blame the other person, but only just to express that I'm sleepy. But, yesterday I played a bunch more Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been making my way through it. It's a long game, and the story is a slow burn, but I think it's a good one. Things are starting to kind of come to a head. I think it is perhaps a fair criticism of that game that well, I don't know, maybe that's just video games now, and I think increasingly in my life I am raising the subjective value of shorter stories and games. And not, because I'm not looking for every game I play now to have 80 hours of content. And so certainly these big, huge open world games are kind of designed to be very long. And in some ways, I think there's a lot to like about that, but I find that as much as I enjoy playing that game, that there's also a part of me that wants to just go ahead and finish it so I can move on. I do like the story, and I feel like it's been getting better as it goes, as you kind of finally start to get to the meat of who the main character is and what their situation is. And I do like, I guess, the way that the heat is kind of slowly turned up on these guys, so that we can simultaneously realize both things about this gang that is finding itself more and more in trouble with the law and the Pinkertons and so on, is this simultaneous factors of the world is just changing, and their way of life is just perhaps not sustainable anymore, but also that as much as they protest that they never had any choice in the matter, they really, really do, and they continue to not make good choices, to use the excuse that they're being pushed out of their way of life as a justification for whatever they need to do. And so, like, there's a scene in the chapter that I'm in right now where the main character, Arthur Morgan, goes and visits a former lover named Mary, and there's a bit where she talks about how she loves him, but she thinks that, the way of life he's chosen is bad, and that even though he has this code, the code is a code that leads him to do bad things a lot. And then he pushes back and says, it's like, oh, it's your way of life is so much better. And he's referring to various times where she's had various personal tragedies and personal problems where she's had to call on him for help. And on the one level, it is for her to be actively asking for his help at the same time that she's wanting to take the high horse and sit on her high horse and say that, he does bad things all the time, especially when what she needs him to help with is potential trouble. There's something to that, but the other thing to it is, even if she has not attained personal success as a result of not killing lots of people, she's at least not hurting other people. Whereas Arthur, in his high-minded loyalty to his, family of his gang, and his feeling that the world is wrong for pushing them out, is nonetheless finding himself over and over and over again in situations where he is forced to kill lots of people. Whereas they, this idea of, fine, the world doesn't want us here, we'll leave. We just need money first. And obviously the way to get money is to rob it from somewhere. And we don't want to hurt someone, but it's just they keep sending police after us who try to shoot at us. And then we have to kill them back. So it's that sort of thing. And so, but like the game is aware of all of that. And I think that recognition of, seeing both pieces of that is pretty interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.